What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seat up. Alright, so new series starting. And I know what some of you are saying.
Oh, Doctor, you say you're going to start a new series all the time, and you don't even end up doing it.
That's true, but it's different this time. Matter of fact, this new series starts right now. So the title of this new series of videos is going to be called The Sins of the WiiU. And in this series, I'm going to be discussing the either huge opportunities missed by Nintendo with this system, or just the issues and problems in general with this system and things associated to the negativity that this system has gotten over the years that could have actually been easily avoided, or not so much easily, but could have been avoided and should definitely be avoided with the upcoming Nintendo NX. Now, for this first episode, I will be discussing an issue with the Wii U that actually isn't as obvious as some of the others. Now, on this episode, I'm going to be discussing the problems with the gamepad. Now, I'm not saying that the gamepad is a problem. I'm not saying the gamepad isn't great. I love the gamepad. But probably out of Nintendo's pretty much, I guess it was out of their hands, or there was no way for them to predict this beforehand. But the gamepad ended up being a lot more expensive to make than they originally anticipated. As a matter of fact, even the gamepad that we have today was downscaled from what they planned to have originally. Originally, the original gamepad actually had freaking processors inside the gamepad as well. But due to cost cutting, they had to tone it down. But looks like they still weren't able to tone it down enough, because this controller ended up in a lot of ways being part of this huge part of the system's demise. Now, the reason for that was not because the gamepad is uncomfortable to use, not because it sucks or anything like that. Gamepad is a perfectly capable controller, and one of the, probably in my opinion, one of the best controllers to ever come out. The gamepad is awesome. It really is. When you can factor in everything that controller is capable of doing, it's really awesome. However, that awesome comes at a price. I think one of the big reasons for Nintendo and the Wii U not getting as much support and having so many naysayers as it did was the fact that this is like the only major home console in history where, one, you can't even use more than one of the actual controller for the system per system, and two, you can't even go buy a replacement controller if you even wanted to. This is the first console in history where if you want another controller, you can't even buy another controller, and if it breaks, you have to go through Nintendo customer service. Now, I realize this is different in Japan, but that's Japan. This isn't Japan. I mean, in Japan, the Wii U outsells the PlayStation 4, but this isn't Japan, okay? But the main issue here is not even just the fact that you can't even buy a Wii U gamepad at the stores, but Nintendo pretty much told us that they was working hard on making sure that Wii U software, the Wii U hardware was capable of playing games that utilized at least 2 gamepads. Now, this had to be disappointing when this didn't come into fruition, especially considering one of the first games, a Sonic game that was rumored for the Wii U, was actually rumored to use 4 gamepads. So imagine being excited for a system coming out, believing that you're going to be able to use up to 4 gamepads, and then it turns out you can't even use 2. I think that was a big issue with a lot of people regarding this system. It's like, oh, this system looks interesting, but what if I want to play against my friends actually inside my house? What if I want to buy another controller? Nintendo didn't really give anyone that option. To this day, there are still no games that utilize 2 gamepads. You still can't go to the store and buy a gamepad. And I think that is what put off a lot of people from this system. With the NX, no matter what kind of controller they use, that system needs to be able to use at least 2 controllers on a game, and you need to be able to purchase them in the store. Otherwise, they are going to be repeating a major mistake that they made with the Wii U.